Hi. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, that's good. So you sent me another recording just now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I did.
Because I found a new email, coming in.
Oh, yeah, it takes
Mm.
very long to get in, but at least it got there.
You don't have to send the recordings for 2 times because I found that
I wasn't sure. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
in the previous recordings,
yeah,
you've sent them for two
twice.
times, some of them, but
Yeah.
twice, yeah.
Okay.
So
Have you heard it yet?
no, I
Okay.
just received that. Yeah, I haven't heard
Oh,
it
okay.
about that. I
Yeah.
think I will upload it tomorrow, and
Yeah.
I also uploaded another one
Yeah.
that you sent me before. Yeah, have you checked that
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Mm.
Which one is it? Let me see.
The
No,
tortoise,
the hare and the tortoise.
the hare and the
The
tortoise.
hare and the
Hare,
tortoise. Yeah. Hare.
hare.
Yeah.
Here is the rabbit.
Yeah, like a rabbit.
Rabbit, like a rabbit. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
That's the first time I come across
Oh,
this word because usually
yeah.
we usually say rabbit, hare.
It's like
That's the
a
first
rabbit,
time.
but it's different. It's not
It's
a
different.
rabbit. Yeah, it's different. A hare is like bigger. So there is a difference.
Uh, it's another.
It's another
Are they the same
species.
genre?
They look
They are
like
this.
the same, but they are different.
They are different.
Yeah.
But I don't know how we translate it into
Oh.
Chinese because I cannot think of another animal that is very similar
Yeah.
to rabbit. Yeah, maybe
Yeah, I
in
see.
Chinese we just translate them all into both
The
of them
same.
into the same characters, two, and that's the
Yeah.
Chinese name for it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mm.
and yeah, that one is also very famous. Yeah, almost everybody
Yeah,
read it
everybody
before.
knows. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. It's so funny. Can't believe the tortoise is so slow, You you can imagine. It moves so slowly.
But
But
somebody have done a similar experience, and the
huh?
result is the same with this fairy tale. The tortoise
Oh.
can run faster than the rabbit. Yeah, I've seen such videos before. Yeah,
Oh.
actually, somebody have done that
Yeah.
uh, experiment. Experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh.
because the tortoise it just keep moving forward, but
Yeah. Mm.
the rabbit or the hare it
Yeah.
is just hanging around, and although
Yeah.
it's keeping moving, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's very
keep
fun.
moving forward. Yeah, so finally the tortoise
Yeah.
win
Wins.
the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, that's very funny.
Okay. Yeah. I just go and look at, all these short stories and see if there are any any possible. You see, okay,
Have you
let me
found
tell you.
anyone? Mm.
I found the difference between the hare and the rabbit. The hare is bigger than the rabbit, and they have longer ears and legs. They are faster runners, and that's the way, that's the difference.
Oh,
They look
I
very
see.
similar. Yeah.
Mm.
Rabbits, for example, is also people like to keep rabbits as pets, you see. But I don't know about the hare. I haven't seen the hare, so I don't know.
I just look up
Mm.
hare in the dictionary. It
Ah,
says
yeah.
hare means wild rabbit, which is
Mm,
bigger, but in Chinese
yeah.
it's still translated to rabbit or
Referred to
tooth.
as
Yeah,
rabbit. Yeah.
just like the
Okay.
pig
Yeah.
in the, the pig kept in the, how's it that? Kept
Oh,
brought up, or the pig and
yeah.
the wild pig is
Domestic.
different, but
Yeah. Yeah. Wild pig is
domestic
different.
pigs,
Mm.
yeah, you can see many difference between the two species. Actually,
Yeah. The
in
wild pig
many hundreds, many years ago, they belongs to the same
family.
species,
Yeah.
yeah, family, yeah. So that may be the same with hare and rabbit. Yeah, rabbit is very cute and smaller,
Yeah.
but hare can run much faster. Mm.
Faster. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand.
What were you going to say?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I can tell the difference between the two words. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you do in the first day of 2021?
Nothing. Just taking it easy. It's
Mm,
no different from any other day for me because we get
mm,
up. I got up late. I didn't get out of bed till about 9:30 in the
mm.
morning because
9:30.
because yeah, it was very late. My
Yeah.
husband brings in my tea at about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I
Mm,
drink it, and then I wash and everything else. But I didn't
mm,
get out of bed till 9:30 because I just stayed in bed and read all the news and answered
mm,
some
mm,
messages, and I just
mm.
did a lot of reading on the internet.
So when did you
So by the time
when would
Mhm.
you have the breakfast, because it's
Normally I
a
have
little bit
breakfast.
late.
Yeah, normally, my husband will have a shower at about 7:30, and he'll finish
Mm,
by 8 o'clock. He'll take the dog for a walk, and after he's taken the dog for a walk, during that time, I will go downstairs and make my breakfast, and
mm,
I will have another cup of tea, and then I will come back upstairs and I will uh, look at the internet or whatever I want to do. And sometimes, like this morning, I'll go down and I have my breakfast, and then the dog comes in and he wants to have a nibble. That means
mm,
whatever I eat, he just wants a tiny bit of it. So
mm,
if I had my breakfast before he comes back, then I don't have to feed him because my husband said don't
mm,
feed him in the breakfast room because otherwise every time we have a meal he'll expect to be fed and it's no good for him. So we don't
yeah.
really give him any food at table. So we only
Mm,
give it to him in the kitchen.
mm.
Yeah. And then
Is
he
it
goes for a long walk.
mm,
Hmm?
is it difficult? How's that? Is any problems you may come across to keep a dog in your family?
No,
That's it.
no, it's very easy. Yeah. It's just that he has to take the dog out for a walk 3 times a day. And
Oh.
if when he takes the dog out, usually either in the morning and in the evening, after dinner at about 8:30 in the
Mm,
evening, he will take the dog out
mm,
for a short walk. And then during that time, the dog will stop to do his business. To
mm,
do your business means that the dog will go to the toilet, and
mm,
he'll have to pick up what the dog does, because that is the rule. You're not supposed to leave um, the
mm,
dog's business
mm,
all around. It's not
mm,
good for the environment. So
mm,
you got plastic bags and you go and pick it up.
mm.
So he'll
Will
take
the
the dog out for a walk. Mm?
will the dog have how's it there? Go to the toilet
Yeah.
at home?
No,
You
not
know.
usually, unless it's a mistake. Like if he was very excited, he might just do it anywhere. But that is not
Oh.
common. Only when he was a
Mm,
baby, he used to do it everywhere. But now,
mm,
he's gone past the baby stage. He will not do it inside the house. He usually does
oh.
it when my husband takes him out for a walk um, in the morning. But
Mm,
wherever he does it in the countryside, my husband will pick it up and put it
mm,
in the plastic bag, tie up, and bring it home and
mm,
chuck it, because you're not
mm,
allowed. You're not supposed to just leave the dog
mm.
to do the business everywhere. It's not nice.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
Mm.
when I was in China,
Mhm.
when I was in Wuhan, I told you that
Yeah.
guy who used to be a doctor, he decided to have a dog, and
Yeah.
he so sometimes he'll take the dog downstairs to the bottom of the
Mm.
flat, and he
Mm.
will take his son, and then they just let the dog run around, but he will just do his business outside there on a little uh, porch like your veranda, and he
Mm.
will just throw some water over it, and I don't know where it goes. But I've never seen him pick up the rubbish.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I think
so
in
it's very
China
very bad.
only a small part of the people who have a dog will
Mm,
pick up the
do that.
how's that the
Yeah,
pick up
what he's
the
done. The
yeah
feces.
pick up the feces and dog's
Yeah,
feces. Yeah.
but it's
So
not good to leave it around, because if you have
mm,
children and they step on it, um, it's also poisonous. So
mm,
you should not just leave it on the street, because anybody can
yeah,
step on it.
yeah, yeah.
And also the
Uh,
dog needs to go
recently,
for a walk. Mm?
recently in some in I think in the past 5 years, in last year or or 2 years ago, the government introduced the policy or the treatment the measure that people are not allowed to let their dogs to do their business. Huh? Is that right?
Yeah, to do their business anywhere.
To their business, yeah, on the street, yeah, they should.
Yeah,
They are supposed to pick up the feces.
yeah,
How's it that
yeah. The feces.
the feces? Yeah,
Yeah,
just like your husband did, but not. I think only a few of them will follow
yeah. The rule.
that policy, the rule. But I believe, yeah, that more and more people will pick up the feces of their dogs,
Yeah,
but
because
yeah,
you should be
which still
responsible.
require, yeah, require some time, yeah, require a process.
Yeah,
Especially because nowadays the old people tend to have a dog because they're old, and they
yeah,
usually they live alone, so they want
yeah.
a dog or a cat to
Mm,
accompany them. But
yeah,
the old generations are not as how's it that civilized or well
yeah, yeah.
educated as the
Mm,
young generation,
yeah,
so they were just
yeah. Leave
uh,
it
because live and they do and of course they will not have their dogs doing their business at home
in the
because they know
house.
it's dirty, yeah, so
Yeah,
usually they will let the dogs to do the business when they are walking the dogs,
yeah.
yeah, so and they will not usually they will not pick up the
Clean it up. Yeah,
pieces,
yeah.
clean
It's
it
not
up, yeah.
nice.
Yes, but the younger generation is better. They are better. They will
They're more
notice their
responsible.
yeah behaviors. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the young people they don't have the time to only a few
Mm,
to walk the dogs. Usually they will
yeah,
just have a cat in
yeah, yeah. A cat
their
is
house.
easier. Mm,
Mm, because you don't have to walk the cats. You just leave
yeah,
the cats at home. So
yeah.
in China, the young generation, they prefer, I think most of them, if they want to have a pet, they will choose a cat
A
rather than a
cat.
dog.
Yeah.
Mm,
Mm. But if you have an apartment and you have a
mm,
cat, then it's
mm.
also difficult, because if the cat
Yes,
doesn't
yeah.
go
That,
out, then you have
mm,
to clean up the rubbish.
yeah, yeah. So so that needs a process. That requires you to train your cat. Yeah, I have some classmates and friends who are keeping a cat. They will just leave their cats alone and at home when they are going out for
Yeah.
work or studies. So they have a they many of them they have a camera at home to uh, how should I to watch or
Yeah, to
to watch
monitor.
their cat to monitor their cats
Oh,
and they find that after they leave
Yeah.
the owner leaves their home, the cats just running around and mess up the all the furnitures and
Oh,
the and even do their business
anyway.
anyway. Yeah, so that's why I don't want to have a cat or have a
Yeah.
pet because you have you have to care about them,
Yeah.
mm, which which means you have to treat them like your child, like your kid.
Yeah.
But
You can't just
as a
let
young
them do their business everywhere.
as a as a young mm, young person, you just don't have the time
Yeah.
to look after the cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
And
true.
in the university, in the campus, um, many university students they are they are keen or they very like cats. So you can see
Yeah.
many cats in the
Oh.
campus because
Yeah.
especially the girls they will feed
Yeah.
they feed the cats. Actually, the cats are from the wild or
Yeah.
I don't know how say that.
They are stray
They're
cats.
they're street
Stray.
cats,
Mm.
street cats. So maybe those cats can communicate with each other. Maybe they'll ask their
Mm.
friends or partners to come to go to the campus because they know if they go to campus, they will be well treated because
Yeah.
almost everyone in especially the girls, most of the girls, they will buy some food, even build a home
Yeah.
for those
Yeah.
cats in the campus. So the
Yeah.
cats are living a very comfortable life in the campus. So yeah, you can see the
Yeah.
cats everywhere in the campus. And but the girls, most of the girls in the university, they only want to touch and
Yeah.
yes, touch the cats and
Mm.
feed the cats. They will not uh, clean up their
Yeah.
their faces or pick up their
Yeah.
faces. I
Yeah.
strongly so that's why I strongly uh, don't agree disagree with young people to as far as I'm concerned to have a cat at because they are too young to look after those cats. If
Mm.
they have more time and more energy, so they can have one because
Yeah.
they have to really have look after the pets. And I remember uh, 2 or 3 years ago, there's a cat in the campus. It just went into a classroom because they know the students would would not hurt hurt them. So
Yeah. Mm.
they was not scared of the
Yeah.
human beings.
Yeah.
So so they just one of the cats just came into the campus came into the classroom. Although many of the students were studying there, and uh, that cat is what that cat started to do
To
its
be a
business
regular. Yeah. Oh
to,
dear.
to, uh, to do its business
Classroom.
uh, in the classroom, and so the smell is so was so
Terrible.
disgusting.
Mm.
It was
Yeah.
terrible, but nobody in the
Did anything.
classroom clean up it because
Oh.
thought it was disgusting. Those
Yeah.
girls who cared about the cat before or feed the cat before, they they just
Yeah.
didn't show up to clean up the
Yeah.
faces. Yeah.
Mm.
So finally, the job was done by the
Yeah.
cleaner in the campus.
Yeah.
So so that's why the cleaners in the campus were not happy about the students, the girls, because they have to clean
Yeah.
up and pick up all those visits.
Mm.
But the students, the girls, they just want to touch the cats and feed the cats, yeah,
Yeah.
and take photos, yeah,
Terrible. Mm. So
because
bad.
they don't like they also you know feel dirty to clean up
Yeah. Mm.
the pieces. No,
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible.
yeah, that's very tough.
Yeah. Terrible. Anyway, that
But
guy who had the cat, the
mhm,
dog, and
mhm,
he is so irresponsible. Just imagine
mhm,
during the summer,
mhm.
it's so hot, and the poor dog
Yeah.
just had to sit out there. So terrible.
Mhm,
And then
mhm,
the poor dog only has got that little bit of space. He can't even
mhm.
go anywhere. So I think that is
Oh,
very cruel. Yeah,
mm.
it's very, very
Yeah,
bad.
maybe
Mm.
when I have time, I will keep a dog because I think dog is smarter than it's. I think it's the smartest animal, one of those smartest animal uh, at least smarter than the cats.
I
And
don't know. I think dogs, as you say, they're also very smart.
and
But
mm,
we had two cats, and they've
mhm,
died over a year ago. But we
mm,
had those cats for maybe 10, 15 years. And when
mm,
we moved house, they are like
mm,
normal cats, they're not special
mm,
cats. So when we
mm,
moved house from Bristol to up here, which is 200
mm,
miles away or more, and um, they were not used to a new house because cats are like
oh,
that. If you take them to a new house, they got to settle in. So
mm,
we tried to keep them in the house for a short time, and then
mm,
they were not happy. So they managed to get out,
mm,
and then they got lost. We don't know where they are. So after
mm,
a few weeks, we waited and looked everywhere,
mm,
and then they
mm,
came back. And we
mm,
knew that they had made a very long journey, don't know from where to
mm,
where, but eventually they
mm,
came back. So I think
mm,
um, those two cats, one of them is more of a street cat than the other, and she led
mm,
the other one the way back to our house. So after
mm,
that, they got used to our house and they didn't run
mm,
away. But
mm,
unfortunately, over the years, the few years since then, they passed away, one first and then followed by the other, because even cats will grow old, and when they grow old, you can see that they're not healthy and they're not well.
mm,
So in the end,
mm.
one died and then the other one also passed away. But I
Oh,
believe that they understand you, because I
mm,
can give you an incident. When I went home, say maybe 6 years ago, um,
mm,
I used to go home then in the summer, and I used to divide my time, go home for 1 month and go traveling. So that was when I first
mm,
started my travels. And then
mm,
my nephew, who's about your age, he loves
mm,
cats. So he would
mm,
just rescue them from the drain and bring them home.
mm,
And
mm.
he had this one of his cats um, climbed up on his piano. He's got a piano,
Oh, mm,
and when it went onto the top of the piano, and I was worried that he would scratch the top of the piano. So
mm,
I got angry with the cat and pushed him off. And then he
mm.
avoided me. And 2 years later, when I went home, he just avoided me and showed that he was angry with me. So I think they got such a good memory, because
Yeah,
he wouldn't let
yeah.
me go near him. So he could remember that I wasn't nice to him.
He
So
remember
he
you.
avoided me. Yeah, he remembered. So however long you've been away, they will still remember you. So I think,
Mm,
when you have a cat and you think, oh, it's in the house, you take it for
mm,
granted. But they
mm,
have got very, very good memory.
mm.
So I
Mm,
I don't know about dogs, but I know cats also have very good memory.
mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I think the cat, all the animals, they must have their own
Yeah, their own
feelings and
sense.
mm,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
sense and memories. Yeah, of course they will have that. and the owners, their owners are the only you know
Yeah.
people or partners
Yeah.
who would probably spend
Time with them.
all their time, lifetime with them.
Yeah.
So if you keep the cats or dogs for a long time, they will have the feelings
Yeah, they
with
can
you.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, the sense
Yeah.
they can sense.
Yeah.
And dogs, yeah, are more loyal. How's it?
Very
Loyal
loyal.
to you. Yeah,
Mm.
loyal to you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a very good feature that I like.
Yeah.
Mm. Because yeah, you
And
can
this,
see many cases. Yeah, the dog will just wait for you
yeah. Mm.
in at the door. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're very
They know.
attached. Yeah.
Yeah, they know.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, in China. It's very more and more popular for the people to keep a cat or a dog
Or
nowadays.
dog. And there are some places in China, like Yunnan
Mm.
and a few other places, where
Mm.
they kill the dogs for dog meat.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they got the dog
It's
festival.
actually, yeah, I have to tell you, yeah, that's because Chinese, especially in the South, people, I think in the North is almost the same. People
Mm.
have the tradition to eat the dog meat for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's particularly in Guangdong or some places in Guangdong or I can't remember the
Mm.
specific place, but in their places, dog meat are as common as uh, uh, how's it that the pork, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
so dog
Ah,
meat to them is like the pork
like chicken.
to
Yeah.
me, like chicken, yeah, and the pork and the beef, yeah. So, but nowadays, because I think we probably get influence from the Western culture, or more and more people in China they started to keep dogs. So
Mm.
there are many people in the society they
Against
they
it.
fight against it and fight with
Yeah.
uh, those people who
Who want
eat
to eat dogs.
dogs, who eat
The worst
dogs.
thing
Yeah.
is, the worst thing
Mm,
is they will um, go and round up all these dogs
mm,
and
mm,
steal them, and
mm,
then go send
yeah.
them to the market to be killed. That is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I often heard that kind of news. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't know which side is, at least for those people who cat dogs in the street,
Yeah.
that behavior is definitely wrong and even illegal to do that. But
Yeah.
you can't say those people has the tradition to have dogs, eat dogs is uh, is illegal because that's their tradition. There's for thousands of years. Uh, so in the last year,
Mm.
Shenzhen, do you know the city Shenzhen,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Mm.
introduced the law, the regional law. We have national laws which should
Yeah.
be applied in the whole country, and every place, every city can introduce its own laws.
Yeah.
And Shenzhen introduced I think the first such kind of law
Yeah.
to ban all the uh,
Slaughter of dogs.
slaughter of dogs and
Mm.
ban, how's that? Ban all the behaviors to eat dogs,
Mm.
which has aroused very hard discuss and debate in the society, because many people against this law, because they think it's their right to have dogs, to eat dogs. I don't know
Yeah.
which side is. I can't, because I don't. In my place, we don't have the tradition to
Mm.
eat dogs, but they have the tradition, so I cannot say which one is correct. Yeah, just like in Korea, South Korea. In
Yeah.
Korean people, they have also have a very long history to eat dogs, but
Oh.
because I think it's also probably get influenced by the Western culture. They also started to ban people to have dogs
Yeah.
in some places, especially in the capitals. How to say the capital? Seoul,
Still.
Seoul,
Yeah.
Seoul.
Still.
Yeah, yeah. But the people there just also have
Like
have the
having dogs.
traditions,
Yeah.
have dogs. So although they have the law, people are still having it. Yeah. It just maybe it will take a long time to, for the
Mm.
tradition to
I suppose
vanish.
those people who want to eat dogs, and like those people who rear the dogs just for dog meat, so they treat dogs like chickens. You know, you have
Yes,
a
yeah.
farm and you have
Mm,
chickens. So here
mm,
you
mm,
may have a place where you find the dogs and rear them and then eat them and kill them and eat them.
mm.
Just like I think they would eat cats in China.
Uh, I never heard about that. No. Yeah, cat, because yeah, we even in the history I
You don't see it.
cannot think. Yeah, we don't. I just
Oh,
never ever heard about eating cats. I don't know why. Because cat is
oh,
very common. How's that? Mm, you can find,
yeah.
but we just don't have this habit. Yeah, maybe the first people who have had eat eaten the cat find that it's not delicious. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we don't have this habit. But dogs, yeah, is a very long history for
Mm,
some people. In some areas, they just treat the dogs like we treat the pigs, and they
mm.
think, yeah, it's very delicious to eat it. And I also heard that in some places in of Europe, they also have the habit of having dogs.
I don't
I,
know.
I, I can I can't remember which place it is, but I also
Mm,
heard about that. Yeah,
okay. But I think it's terrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then if they
If you
bring it
don't
up
have
to you,
this, mm,
if they bring up the food and
mm,
they don't tell you that it's a dog, you might just think that
mm,
it's beef,
mm,
because you wouldn't
yes,
know.
yeah, yeah. I remember there's a time in a banquet or something like that,
Yeah.
in a meal. Then and somebody told me around the in those uh, formal meals, we have around the table, and people
Mm,
just having meals around the table, and having many dishes on the table.
yeah.
And someone told me that this is the dog
Ah,
meat.
yeah.
Did you want to have a try? But I said no, no. I've never ever eat dog meat, so I just don't want to try, because I don't have this uh, habit, and also I hate to have the cut. Let me check that.
Huh?
Let me see. Another kind of meat which is very popular in Xinjiang. How say that?
Uh,
That kind of
oh,
meat.
Xinjiang.
People in Xinjiang, they are very fond of this kind of meat. How say that?
What meat is it?
羊肉. Let me see. I just forgot. Mutton.
Yeah, mutton. Mutton is
Mutton.
sheep, you see. It's sheep.
Sheep, yeah, it's made
Yeah.
of sheep. But also, you know, in our culture, at least in my hometown, we don't have this tradition. So I also never eat. I don't hate to eat
I ate
mutton.
it. I ate
Mutton.
sheep mutton in Langzhou.
Lanzhou is
Yeah.
in the west of China. Yeah,
Yeah, very famous
that's
for it.
that is a food. You know, there, people have the tradition to eat
Yeah.
mutton and also beef in
Yeah.
in the west of China. They also like to
Yeah.
eat beef. But for me, I sometimes I eat beef, but I also don't really like it. So the pork is my favorite, and next is chicken because I was brought up with these two kinds, the kinds of meats, and
Yeah.
so I just like these two kind of
Yeah.
meat first. So I can kind of understand those people who like to eat, you know, dog because they were they are brought up like in that kind of environment. So they were
The
there,
thing is,
the law.
the thing is, we think that dogs and cats are domestic animals. Therefore, we treat
Yes,
them
yeah,
like
I
pets.
can understand. But
And if
that's
so,
not
you wouldn't
our
want to kill your
tradition.
pet. Yeah.
So that's not our. I think it's not until the past decades that the Chinese started to. Some of the Chinese started to have dogs as
This.
their pets because
Yeah.
usually in the ancient time, even in the uh, before the opening up and 70s, 80s last century, before that time, not
Yeah.
dogs in many places are treated like as kind of a meat. It's not until
Yeah.
the past decades people started to um, to keep a dog in their house as their family.
Yeah.
So that's why you can see
Yeah.
a strong debate. Yeah, and you can see you can heard such kind of news quite often. The two sides, they even beef
Debating.
with
Yeah.
each other. Yeah, not
Yeah.
only debating, they will even fight. On the streets because one side they really want to eat dogs, but the other side they I think probably they just like people in the West like you they treat them like family as a pet, so they
Yeah.
cannot uh, tolerate somebody eat dogs.
Yeah. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
I suppose, where do you draw the line? I mean, if you want to eat animals, who are you to say that you cannot eat a dog or you cannot eat a cow or you cannot eat a pig? You know, they're all animals. So it's very difficult to
So
say you shouldn't
yeah,
eat one animal.
so that's another reason. That's one reason for those people who likes eating dogs. They always say, why can you eat beef?
A
You can
cow,
eat
yeah.
cows, a pig, and a chicken. So why can I eat a dog? So
Yeah.
and I don't have a dog as a pet. As you, So why can I eat dog? So they always say something like that.
But the other thing is, like in Malaysia, even they also had this culture that some people like to eat snakes. So
Yeah.
based
In the
on
south
that,
of China, yeah, many.
so based
We
on
also
that,
have that too.
yeah. So based on that, you can say that this virus, they can jump from an animal to a human being. So it is not very safe to eat things like snakes and all those wild animals, because it's known that wild animals can transmit diseases to
Yeah,
human beings.
yeah, I
So
agree with you.
for that
But I
reason, you
have to tell
shouldn't.
you, I have to
Mm,
tell you, in the south of China, especially in Guangdong province, people
yeah.
like to have try or eat all the animals they can think
Yeah, yeah,
of, especially in the past in 10 years ago, 20 years ago,
yeah.
you can always heard such kind of
Here.
news that people ate even the monkeys, the brain of the
Yeah, they
monkeys
will eat monkeys.
can,
Yeah,
monkeys, yeah,
monkeys, snakes, bats, and they eat a
wild
lot of
animals.
bats. They eat a lot of bats in Indonesia. I've seen
Oh,
pictures. They eat it in the market. It's very
I also
common.
heard about that. Yeah, it's also one of their tradition. Yeah, I heard about that
Yeah.
also. Yeah, but
Anyway.
I, I I remember that the best they eat, it's not the white
Yeah.
bat. It's they
Oh.
no, they have also that they uh mm, no they also that it's not white
Mm?
bat. They feed no they
Yeah,
uh
yeah,
like in a factory they
yeah,
produce
yeah.
mm,
Like
yeah
like produced in a factory rather than being in the
yeah right
wild.
yeah so that's if mm, they are doing it that way, so I think uh that's healthier because it's at least it's their tradition. So if they keep the best in a factory rather than to eat the best in the
Mm.
wild, so that's better.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
it's all debatable, and with this virus going on and like SARS you get from the chickens. I even read very like yesterday or so, they killed a lot of turkeys and ducks in some parts of England because there's a certain area that they have a huge duck breeding factory. So they breed all these ducks, millions of them, to for the domestic market and maybe to send abroad. But then they found that they have diseases, so they're infected. So therefore, they have to kill the whole lot. When they
yeah, yeah,
discover something like that, they'll just kill the whole lot, like chickens
yeah,
and all that. They'll just kill the whole lot because otherwise it
yeah,
spread
yeah,
to humans, and it's not safe. So
yeah. So that's
in
why
many ways,
the
it's better to eat no. It's better not to eat meat.
meat. You mean any kind of meat?
Yeah, in a way, it's better not to eat meat. Then you don't
Yeah,
spread all these diseases. But people have got used to eating meat, so it's very difficult for them not to eat it.
yeah,
It's very difficult.
yeah. Mm, I tried for some time not to eat any kind of meat, only to eat vegetables. But
Yeah.
I quit and failed because I cannot live with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
some kind, yeah, like some
Mm.
pork. Yeah, they are so delicious. If you
You
cook
see,
it very well. Yeah,
my brother always needed to eat pork, but
yeah,
a few
pork.
years ago he decided not to eat meat, and we didn't know why. But I think it's
Oh,
because he didn't like it, the meat,
the
the
environment.
animals being killed, the animals, yeah,
Yeah.
and the environment. So in the end, he gave it up. So now it's for some years now, and he stopped eating meat. But his two sons, they eat meat. It's just him. He decided he would stop. So it's a big decision, especially when he really loved eating pork. His favorite
Uh,
was pork, but he gave it up.
mm, mm.
But as a family, we eat meat. We eat all sorts of meat like beef, lamb,
mm,
um,
mm,
chicken,
mm,
duck, and
mm.
uh, and pork.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
difficult.
So if someone in your family doesn't want to eat any kind of meat, so how can you cook for the family? You have to prepare
Yeah,
a
it is
special
difficult.
meals
Yeah, it
for.
is very
Yeah. Yeah.
difficult. It's like my my son and the younger son and his wife. The
Mm,
wife about 2 years ago, she decided
mm.
she wants to be a vegetarian, so no meat. She will
Vegetarian.
eat
Yeah.
fish but no
Yeah.
meat. So what
Mm.
she does is she'll cook for herself and she buys some ready
Oh.
meals as well. But
Mm,
my son, he has to cook for himself. So every
mm.
day he'll cook for himself.
Yeah.
But he won't give up the meat, you see. He's happy eating the meat.
Yeah.
But as a child, he
Mm,
didn't like beef. He only liked
mm,
chicken, the soft meat. He would only like that. But
mm,
as he grew
mm,
older, he took to the others as well. But I
mm.
think I think once you've started on the meat, it's very difficult to give up the taste because you've
Yeah.
grown up and it's inside your body.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
can go without meat.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So you
yeah, I
can
can.
uh, have vegetables all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I,
So
I
I
must
think
tell
that
you
I think
this,
it's
which I
healthier. Mm,
I want to tell you this, which I don't
mm,
discuss. Um,
mm,
the first time I went on my travels, I went to a
mm,
place in northern India, and this
mm,
place is called
mm,
Dharamsala. And this
mm,
place is subject to controversy because
mm.
is the Dalai Lama from Tibet
Yeah.
escaped
Yeah.
to the north of India, and that is the place he
Mm.
settled. So that was the
Oh.
first place I went there. I went there not
Yeah.
because I am for him or against him.
Mm,
It's just a
mm,
place that I selected, and I just
mm,
go there for the sake of going to a place, not because
mm,
I'm a follower of him or that sort of thing,
mm,
or I'm a
mm,
Buddhist or that. My
mm,
my cousin in Malaysia went there because she's a Buddhist, but I went there
mm,
because it's my first point of travel and it's my
mm,
first journey. So I went there
mm,
and then I met all those refugees who came over
mm,
year after year. There'll be refugees
mm.
who escape from that Tibet and they go to this
Mm.
place that the
Yeah.
Dalai Lama settled. And
Mm,
India gave him this little place and said, okay,
mm,
you can stay here as a refugee. And so the
mm,
refugees who came after him, they climbed the
mm,
mountain for how many days, I don't know, but they had to climb the
mm,
mountain and eventually reach this
mm,
place. So I reached this
mm,
place and I stayed in a hotel, and the
mm,
person was the Tibetan, and he
mm,
had already come to this place and had
mm,
um, his housing there, and they're all refugees,
mm,
but they are all so nice people. Just like I say,
mm,
you do not judge people from their ethics or from their politics. People,
mm,
when they are people, whether they are black or white, they are the same. And when
mm,
I went there, I stayed in a small hotel, and every day I decided I will not eat meat because I found
mm,
out that if you eat meat there, you can
mm.
very easily get Bombay tummy. Bombay tummy means
Oh,
that you will have a very bad stomach ache and you will end up
oh,
having diarrhea and you
mm,
keep going to the toilet. So to
oh,
save all that happening to me, I just ate vegetables. So every day I
mm,
go down to the hotel and
mm,
breakfast and lunch and supper, and I would just have
mm,
noodles with egg.
mm,
So every day it's just those noodles with egg,
mm,
rice with egg, just
mm,
whatever with egg, spaghetti with egg,
mm.
and
Yeah.
then I met a lady who also from England, but I lost touch
Mm,
with her now. While I was there,
mm,
she and I became very good friends, and we'll go and
mm,
meet each other at the same restaurant every day
mm,
for
mm,
lunch. The place where I stayed,
mm,
they also have a restaurant, and it was very, very
mm,
nice. The food is very nice, and they employ
mm,
Indian people to help them out. So anyway, I
mm,
stayed there for about maybe 2 3 weeks. I was supposed to stay there
mm,
longer because halfway
mm.
there, my mother passed away. My mother
Oh,
died. because she was already ill. And at that point, before I went there, I was debating whether to stay on in Malaysia or to go on my travels. And then I decided I go on my travels because I didn't know how long she'd be in that position. So I went and I went to this place. So anyway, I met this lady, and every day we would have fun, have a drink, eat together, and walk around the town, which consisted only of one high street. And when it rains, it downpours very, very heavily. And we'll buy ourselves a Mac, a covering like a coat, very simple one. And then we went there, and when my mother died, one of the refugees whom I got to know, because I helped to teach English there, and he said to me, teacher, your mother is ill. You can come with me to the temple and you can pray for your mother. So he took me to the temple and I prayed. And I went back myself the next day and I lit 120 candles. And oh yeah, so to pray for my mother. And then the temple is very, very big. There was only one temple there. It's called the Dalai Lama Temple. And it's very big and very, very quiet and peaceful, and hardly any statues in there. So I went there and I prayed to God and I said, please God, my mom is ill. Don't let her suffer. Just take her if you decide to do so. So the next day, my nephew from Malaysia, I called him and he talked to me and he said, my mom has passed away. So at that point, I returned to the temple and I said, thank you, God, for taking her. And although I was sad, but the Tibetan boy saw me in the temple and he had so much compassion. He felt for me. And I said, I've got to leave because my mother has passed away. And I went back to the hotel. They're run by Tibetans. And I said to the lady, I said, I've got to leave because my mother has passed away. And she looked at me before I said those words. I said I got to leave, and she wasn't happy. She thought I wanted to leave the hotel. So I said, no, it's not because of that. It's because I have to leave because my mother has passed away. I've got to go home. So I managed to book myself a ticket from that place. I could not book an air ticket. It's only a tiny plane, and they didn't have any running. So I had to go. And you know what she told me? I know a taxi driver. I've used him many times to go to Delhi. So I can ask him to take you there. So she said, come down at midnight. So I went down at midnight, packed up my things, did not go to the toilet, did not drink anything because, it's very dangerous in the taxi in the middle of nowhere. And whatever I had left, I packed it up and I gave it to the Tibetan whom I knew. I said, take all this. I don't want it, And then I packed up my bag and I went to the airport and I was overweight. And the people at the airport told me, you have to pay extra. And I said, I don't have money. Oh, just go to the ATM and take out money. So I took my bags and I walked around the airport and I tried to find somebody to take some of my luggage. She wouldn't. So in the end, I just walked around and I put my extra bag by a what do you call it, a pillar, and I went back to check in, and then they found that she's got less weight, so they let me off. And then I went back to the pillar and took the things and put it in my bag, in my hand luggage, and so I flew all the way back to Malaysia. And my mom had passed away. My sister had flown all the way to Malaysia. She got there in the morning. I got there in the evening, and because my brother and my mom then, they were Buddhists, so they got the Buddhist people in to say the prayers. And I was there for the 2 days instead of the 3. So we went through all the prayers and I sat through it all. And my nephew, who was very young then, he was so pleased to see me. So it was very nice. And my mom was in the coffin, but she looked so peaceful. So it was good. I felt that, God listened to my prayer and I got there safely because during that journey of about 9 hours from that place that I was in to go to Delhi, the capital, it took the man so many hours to drive. And in between, it was in the dark. And on top of that, there's no toilets. And halfway he stopped. He said, "Do you want to go to the toilet? Go to the water, like a river." I said, "No, no, no, I
Yeah.
don't have to." So because I didn't drink anything, because I knew that I would have nowhere to go to the toilet. So that was quite an experience. And as I say, I went there not because I'm for a follower or whatever, but I went there and I found peace, and it was a good place. I met those Tibetans who were refugees, and it touched my heart. And from that day onwards, I continued on my travels. So for that reason, it just showed me the way to travel, because I knew that even in the darkest forest, God would look after me. I mean, with nobody, and I still managed to survive. So for that reason, I'm very, very grateful. I know that if I want something badly, I pray to God and I say, if you allow me, I know that I'll go. But if it's bad for me, I know He won't allow me to go. So all that way, and I survived, and I managed to get there in time for the funeral. So it was good. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't talk about it to the Chinese people because they are against Tibet. And I don't have any views on that. All I say is I went there because it was the first place that I went, and I met the Tibetan people, and they were so warm. And so many of them would just say, "Teacher, come to my house." The house is only one tiny bed and nothing else. And they gave me, a drink, and they were so hospitable and so nice to me. So I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Did you know why they left Tibet and do
Yeah,
you
there
know
are
the
two sides to
history?
the story. Of course, I know the history, and I don't want to discuss it because there are two sides to the story. And whether it's right or wrong, I don't really care, because at this